This is Monday the 28th of May 2018. We are in Ocean Island Camping Park in Feathered-on-Sea in County Wexford. This is our last day here in County Wexford. We're leaving for home tomorrow and I'm very sad, and Liam's just coming out for the shower and Liam's mum is going out for a walk, so I'm very sad, and that's the last day, and it's our last night. Checkout's tomorrow at 12, so I'm not best happy about it, and I think the holiday went too fast. So so I'm a bit sad and very unhappy and very upset that it's the last day, and I've just I'm just about my cup of tea here, so Liam should come out of the shower, and he's getting dressed now, so so my agenda today is I have a writing lesson at 2 o'clock, so it's my last session here in it's my last session in Clonmines, and I'm very sad to be leaving Clonmines because I enjoyed going there. I enjoyed going to Clonmines because it was a lovely place, and I'm going to miss the horse that I was riding. Her name is Ches, she's a chestnut quarter horse, and I'm definitely coming back. That's definitely a promise. I'm definitely coming back to that place, and so the next time I come here, I'm definitely coming back here. That's definitely a promise. I'll be definitely going back to that place, and next time you book a mobile holiday, I'll be definitely coming back here and going to see her and ride her again, and I hope to definitely come back to this mobile because the gentleman that looked after us was very nice and very helpful and made us feel very welcome. And so I'm sad to be going back to horrible Dublin tomorrow. I don't want to be going back home to Dublin tomorrow, but and hopefully that Liam's got his car radio sorted, so we can have music when we're travelling as well. So because we still haven't got his radio sorted out yet. He's on to the people today, and he's calling them back, and so we don't know. Liam, what time is it? Liam. I don't know what time. Don't know where my phone is. My phone is in the bedroom. So I don't know what time it is. He says he's calling back. Hold on a second. Let's just move this over a bit. No. He said he's calling back around 12:30. So I'm not too sure what time it is. He says he's calling back around 12:30. So to find out what the story is. So I'm hopefully now he'll have a radio. So please God. So hold on a minute. Give us another mug of tea. Between a minute. I need to tidy this place up. There's a mess. I need to tidy this place up before we leave because I want to, because we're checkouts tomorrow. Checkout tomorrow is at 12 o'clock, so we need to have this place nice and clean. My hair might look a stay. I haven't just up my hair yet. It's a bit untidy. I'm not long out of bed, so Now, here's Liam. Now he's back. He's just had a shower. This is out of the shower, folks. He's a lazy son. Now, Liam's going for a walk. Or Liam, say. And Mum, sorry, I beg your pardon. Liam's mum has gone for a walk, folks. Sorry. And Liam's just out of the shower. So, did you have a nice shower?
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes,
What?
Yes, darling.
Good. Liam's just out of the shower now. Like a mug of coffee. Like a fresh cup of coffee.
Yes, please, thanks very much. Here you go.
Maybe even that's fresh cup of coffee because his coffee's gone cold. What time is it then?
Time is it?
Yeah.
Now 10 to 12.
You have to call a man in 12:30, isn't it?
Same 12:30, yeah.
So making him a nice cup of coffee now, folks. They're very good looking after my fiance. It's our last day and we're both very sad, don't we, Liam?
Yeah.
We don't want to go. I don't want to go at all. Like, I'd rather we stayed here. I wish this was our own mobile. We didn't have to worry about check-out times. You know, have to worry about rushing out and checking out and stuff like that, handling keys or anything like that. Alright, Liam?
Yeah,
You have to worry about rushing, checking in keys and receptions. I'd rather this was our own mobile. We didn't have to worry about all that kind of crap. We can stay as long as we want it. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's kind of the ask. That's how it is, you know, when you don't have your own mobile. Because if you get your own mobile, we don't have to worry about all that at all. So we can stay as long as we want it. We can leave and go whenever we pleased. Not right, Liam? Yeah. So hopefully Liam will kind of warm to the idea of having our own mobile.
Maybe.
He says maybe. Is that a yes?
It's a no. It's a no for the time being.
Oh. It's not very nice, is it? Is he very mean, folks? Ah, come on.
I think about it. Maybe coffee, will you?
He's very mean, isn't he, folks? I wouldn't mind my own. Let's have our own mobile. I wouldn't have to worry about check-out times. I'd hang the keys and receptions. You can stay. You can
You'd
go.
miss the stud. You'd miss the stud, Tanya.
The store closes. Yeah, breaks too. You know, we can go when it closes in the winter.
You turn on lighting in the winter.
Take one.
It would be. The weather would be terrible in the winter. It'd be freezing cold, snowing and everything.
You can go down in the November right through to February.
Yeah, I know. It'd be freezing cold. It's not designed for living in the winter.
At least we'll have time down. We'll just have a few months. We'll have 3 months. We'll have 3 months to have them over. What?
It's madness.
Oh, sorry. 3 months is quite a long time. 3 months away is a long time, you know. 3 months is good. It's a good time in the mobile. November, December, January, February. Nearly 4 months. It's nearly 4 months. It's nearly 4 months. You know? We'll have to be back at the stud till the 12th of February or something like that. When mating season doesn't start till the 15th of February. You don't have to be back till nearly 3.5 months at least. You know? At least you'll have time in the mobile. 3 months nearly. It's closing this year, the 4th of November. The 4th of November, by the way. It's closing a little bit earlier this year than last year. A day earlier. It closed the 5th of November last year. It's closing the 4th of November this year. Do you know that?
Yeah, yeah.
The 4th this year. It was the 5th last year. It's closing the 4th this year, folks. A day earlier. A day earlier than last year. A bit earlier this year. A day earlier. So I was looking at the events calendar that they gave us. The 4th of November is the closing date. A day earlier. So I'm not happy about that, but whatever. They seem to have different dates for opening and closing times each year for some reason or other. So the 4th of November this year is the closing day for the Christmas holiday. Yeah. So I can't believe this is our last day here.
Yeah, unfortunate, isn't it?
Very sad, isn't it, folks? I don't want to go home tomorrow. I'm very sad. Go back to horrible Dublin tomorrow. I love this place. I went too fast. I'm sad my writing I look forward to, but it's my sad writing. It's my last writing lesson. I'm very sad for my last one. I don't want to go. I'm going to miss the lovely horse I was riding. The chestnut. She's a gorgeous horse. I'm going to miss her now. But I'm definitely coming back to ride her again. That's a promise. She's a lovely chestnut. Probably be a very emotional goodbye, but I'll be definitely going back to ride her again. I'll definitely going back to this mobile again. But Larry that looked after us, he was a real gentleman, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was very helpful with our toilet as well when I broke down, when I didn't flush. He was a real gentleman when it broke down, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
The toilet has been giving us a lot of jip when we first moved in. It's been giving us a lot of trouble. Wasn't flushing or anything. But the last residents, he said that the last residents, the previous people before us, the toilet was working fine. He had no problems with it all. The last residents before us was working perfectly for them. But since we moved in, it's been giving us a lot of trouble. It wasn't flushing or nothing. So it was But Larry and then his son fixed it for us. He was a true gentleman. Now, Riley.
That's right.
He's a true gentleman. Come over here. Carousel to see you very far. He was a real gentleman, so he was last year. So he was. It's his son and himself were real true gentlemen, so they were.
I just turned the camera
I
around.
don't. Look at see perfectly from there.
Yeah.
He's a real gentleman, so he was. And very, very grateful to him. So you can see, you're able to see from that angle already.
I know, but it's an angle. It's to the side, you know. I'm sure.
He was a real gentleman, and so very grateful to him, and for all his help. And so I'd be very sad to say goodbye to him because he was very good, and he made us feel very welcome.
Yeah.
He made us feel very welcome, didn't he?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Very, very welcome.
Yeah, and his son was very nice.
Very warm person.
Very warm person, and he helped us with our TV. We had trouble with our TV. We couldn't get our stations to work. He was saying that the makers of the walkers, they're not very good TVs. They're not very successful.
With Serview.
With Serview. They don't seem to work when it comes to Serview, and they bought their own TV up to our mobile. They're offering to give us their own TV. To rent a TV here would be €30 for a week. For a week, is it?
Yeah.
For a week is €30 to rent a TV. They bought their own TV up, and they're going to give it to us if we couldn't get our TV working. But luckily, they were able to retune our stations. Bernard showed us how to retune our stations. He showed us how to do it, and it took time. But we got there in the end. We eventually got it to work, and we got all the stations. But Serview normally would have all the stations, including the British stations like UTV and all that, and Channel 4 and all of those stations. But unfortunately, you can't get those ones over here. You can only get the Irish ones. So I wasn't able to get my Hollyoaks or EastEnders or anything like that, or stuff like. But they can get EastEnders, but they only get an RT1, but they have ads, and ads. I feel like they can cut bits off of the station, but and they can't get Hollyoaks over here, which I was gutted about. So I had to record everything. So this as well, I recorded all my soap at home, but I'm gutted now. I forgot to record Casualty, so I missed out 2 weeks of Casualty. I think 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks? I missed 2 weeks of Casualty already, so I'm gutted about that now. So or 2 or 3 weeks, I can't remember, 2 or 3 weeks of Casualty. So I'm gutted now. But I recorded Holby anyway. At least I recorded Holby, but I forgot to record Casualty. And we lots of catching up to do with Britain's Got Talent. We lots of catching up on Britain's Got Talent as well. We lots of catching up. We lots of Britain's Got Talent to watch. Oh, there are lots of catch ups to do when we got back home, and so it's a lot of TV viewing, a lot of drama to catch up on. It's going to be great drama in the square to cross, plus a lot of tragic events starting in the square too, plus a death in the square. So it's going to be very traumatic events happening in the square. So it's going to be very good viewing to watch when we get back. So it's going to be very, very, very exciting and very gripping drama to look when we get to and look forward to.
Who gets bumped off in the square? Was your man the young guy, isn't it?
Shaquille.
Shaquille, yeah.
Yeah. So he gets stabbed apparently. But I'm looking forward to seeing that now. So that should be exciting news. And a lot of Britain's Got Talent to catch up on. So we're not too sure who's going to win. We're not too sure who. We have our who do you think is going to win? Out of Britain's Got Talent.
Oh, I've no idea.
Use our hopes on.
I forget now. What was the?
Well, a lot of the dance groups are very good. There's lots of good dance acts on this year's Britain's Got Talent, and there's one act that really.
The Vietnamese guys could win, if you ask me. They're the guys who balance one way on top of his
God,
head.
no, don't, Jesus, don't mention that, God. No, that literally turns me off. That Jesus, it's a good thing that he didn't fall, because if he fought, he would have been dead. If he felt that he wouldn't have been dead, he would have been brown bread. You know, it's very, very dangerous. Lots of dangerous acts on Britain's Got Talent this year. Lots of dangerous, very risky deaths, or very risky acts, and it could also, if those acts went wrong, it could cause deaths injury or death, even death. So they're very, very dangerous acts appearing on Britain's Got Talent this year. It literally would put me off. You know, I can't even watch them. A lot of the acts I can't even watch because they literally would scare the wits of me. You know.
He actually walks backwards up a set of stairs with another man on top of, on his head, bouncing on his head. The first of both two heads are meeting, and the other guy's up here somewhere.
So I don't know. I don't know how they can do it. I don't know how they can do it. Or, I mean, it seriously scares the wits of me. It literally scares the wits of me. So I'm not too sure whether you are watch Britain's Got Talent watching our viewers, whether you watch it or not. But if you do, then I wouldn't recommend you watch that, because it would really put you off your dinner. She would make it, I don't know how you would be able to handle it. Whether but it depends on how strong your stomachs are. But she would. It really scares the wit of me, but because a lot of it is kind of very difficult to watch, and I'm not too sure how the Queen would handle it if they did win. I don't know whether she'd be able to handle that kind of act, you know, because it'd probably be too much for her to handle. It'd probably be a lot of strain on her heart. She'd probably get a heart attack with watching that. You know, that would scare the wits of her. You know, she'd probably die of a heart attack, the shock. You know, probably scared to death, that kind of thing. Would be scared to death.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised to know if it did win, of course. But I'd be fair if a dance act won, because they have a lot of dance acts. I enjoy the dance acts more than anything, or the choirs. I actually like the choirs as well. The singing, all the singing, or the dance acts I quite enjoy. You know, I find them very, very. I find them more enjoyable, really. There's a lot of good singers on the show this year. Great voices. There are great vocalists on the show this year, and a lot of dance acts, a lot of kids groups, you know. Very young dancers, performers, and very, very good. A lot of schools. I think it's a school dance group, isn't it?
Yeah.
A school, I think it was. Can't remember the names of them, but they're very, very talented. Very, very talented, and so I'll be looking forward to see what's lined up when we go back, see what our groups are lined up. And on the live shows, Declan Donnelly is going to be hosting on his own because Ant McPartlin, you probably, I don't know whether you've watched the news, but Ant McPartlin was charged for drink driving, and he was fined from driving for a year. Apparently he was drink driving, and he caused injury to
Accident. He didn't get injured.
He didn't injure anybody, thankfully, but he was and I got quite a shock, because I was very, very shocked. I wasn't expecting to hear that at all now, because you know, I was expecting to hear that, and especially I've been Ant McPartlin, like, you know, I was very shocked. I didn't expect to hear that at all. And poor Declan now has to host the live shows on his own. And he had to host the last show of Saturday Night Takeaway on his own as well. So they cancelled the previous show before the final, before the previous show before the last for the last ever show of the series, he had to cancel because of what happened. So Declan had to host the last show of the series in Orlando on his own, which was very, very sad. So, and I feel sorry for Declan because I feel like he's been let down, and Nant has also let down his fans, he's let down his family, and he's also let down himself, and he's let down all his viewers as well. You know, the viewers and his fans, and poor Declan as well. And I can imagine how Declan's feeling as well. So he feels very upset because Declan being his best friend as well. So Declan's been his best friend. They've been working for years, like since Biker Grove. They know each other since they were kids. They're best friends, and so he kind of probably feels left down. So, but he's been so brave, and he's been like he's literally carried on, and he's just carried on with the job, and he's been true professional, and he's just carried on, and he's doing very, very well, and he's just he's been professional, and he's just carried on regardless of what's happened. So my hat goes off to him. So very well to Declan, and I hope everything goes all well with Ant, and hope he sorts himself out. So and I hope he's all right, and hope he's okay, and hope he sorts himself out, and then hope he doesn't land himself into that situation again. So anyway, that's my video for this morning. Thank you, folks. How long was that?
22 minutes.